guaranteed that I die a legend. Yeah, son God, homie, I'm reverend. Preach, just protecting my investment. Ask about me, integrity's not a question. Straight up, all the way up, with the same ones that was down from the jump. Day one, same ones.
Okay guys, July's here. The Fort Francis Canadian Bass Championship is just around the corner, and gonna let you in on a little something. All my buddies know about this, and anyone who's fished with me knows I'll pretty much try and force feed them this. This has been the best bait for me on Rainy Lake for over 10 years now. Owe a lot to Jeff and John Peterson for even showing me this in 2013. Don't think there's been another bait I've had in my hand as much since then, and I use it in almost all conditions except glass, calm, and sunny. That's the only time I don't use it. Any ripple on the lake, I'm picking this thing up. And I have weighed in big fish of the day, I think 5 or 6 times now. Big fish of the tournament 3 times for sure on this bait alone. It commands a big bite. Most of the biggest bass I've weighed in on this lake have came off this bait. It's a spinnerbait. This was the original that's no longer made by Northland. And I've heard rumblings that John Peterson, the ex-owner of Northland, who showed me this bait in the first place, who figured out this bait in this color, has been reworking this and is bringing it back. So I am so excited. I'm down to my last couple. This one's all rigged up, ready to roll. This one's really tough. This is a really tough one. I put this one on 30-pound braid and a soft 7-foot, medium, heavy, fast, real parabolic rod. I can't explain how much I love this bait. I know it's gaudy, it's mustard yellow, but it really shows up good in the stained water on Rainy Lake, and I think a lot of those fish think it's a perch or whatever it is, the gold blades. Rainy Lake gold, everyone knows that. Gold's the color on Rainy Lake, and unbelievable bait. So this bait has been discontinued now for almost 10 years. I think it is 10 years exactly. So looking really forward to them coming out with another one. I don't think John makes anything bad. I know he's been really tinkering on it from what I've heard, so looking forward to it. In the meantime, a couple years ago, I've been introduced to this Australian company called Bassman Spinnerbaits, and he makes incredible spinnerbaits in Australia, designed for, you know, big fish, Murray cod, etc. So I actually gave him the color pattern of my favorite spinnerbait, the Northland one, and he made me this one with a few modifications. So the Northland one came in 3/8.5 ounce, you know, bulletproof spinnerbait to throw on braid. I don't even use a trailer hook on either of these. That's how kamikaze the smallmouths are on Rainy Lake. And you have to put up with a lot of pikes. So in my opinion, the trailer hook's a no-go. The unique thing about the Bassman ones, you could get them at Lake of the Woods Sports. They're both stores and online. There's 3 models we made in this. Unlike the Northland one, we have a 3/4, which I like because I could burn this thing. Like I reel this thing, you know, sometimes where the blades are almost cupping the surface of the water fast. It's good to go to the pack, real beefy hook, awesome bait. And then the other 2 models that are really unique that I think a lot of guys are gonna like, and you know, some guys caught on, we've had these in the store for a year or 2 now, is the compact half. Just like one smidgen size smaller, same weight. You know, the smallmouths get this bait really good. I got no problem throwing this on 20-pound fluoro too. Awesome bait. You could reel this one pretty fast for a 1/2 ouncer. And then lastly, the turtle shell. This is a big thing, you know, Carl Jacobson talk about it a lot. Real unique blade. Slow it down a little bit, you know, maybe some of those dark, windy, rainy, colder days. I'll go to this one. This exact bait has been so instrumental to my Rainy Lake success. The first time I won this tournament, I caught almost every fish that tournament on this bait. There has been tournaments where I've weighed in, you know, 12 to 13 of the 15 fish over the 3 days, you know, 5 fish a day, 3-day tournament. Weighed in almost all of them on this bait. And I still remember the fish that won me the tournament the very first time on this bait. And you know, it's a real meaningful bait, and I'm, you know, very fortunate those boys showed me this bait back in the day. I've weighed in more 20-pound bags of smallmouths on this bait on Rainy Lake than any other bait. It's such an incredible fish catcher there. I know it's really ugly. It's not what you think, but it's one of those if you know, you know type things. It's not really a secret anymore, which is why I'm sharing it, but I think it's one of the funnest bites in bass fishing when those big smallmouths crush this sunbraid, and yeah, I absolutely love it. So check out any of these. You know, hopefully the new Northland ones getting released here soon. Until then, try the Bassmans. They're available at both stores, and yeah, catch some big smallmouths in some dirty water.